Well, genuinely didn't think I was going to need to do a part two on this, but last night, when I did the original Alex Jones ban, just my thoughts, I had some interaction with the viewer who said that the reason Jones was banned was apparently a video in which he threatened to shoot Robert Mueller. And that I just had to fucking see. Now, I want to go on the record as saying, in that video, when it was brought to my attention, I said, I presume what has happened was Alex Jones challenged him to a duel or something to that nature. Not an actual threat of violence, but something silly like challenging him to a duel or to a boxing fight. Something like that. He's known to do that. Put money up and say, hey, let's have a fucking boxing match. You want to fight me? So I watched the video. My boy here sent me the... Harry sent me the link, and I watched it. It's a Young Turks clip, because God knows you can trust the Young Turks. Anyway, the Young Turks clip was a few minutes of Alex Jones ranting and raving about what a demon beast pedophile Robert Mueller is. I have no idea if that's true. Haven't been keeping up with the train of thought of Alex Jones lately. I'm just saying that's what he was ranting about. And to be fair, that's probably defamatory and some slander, and if Robert Mueller wasn't like running a massive FBI investigation to impeach a president, I'm sure he would take the time to sue Jones for defamation of character. But short of that, there is no threat of violence. The point in which they're referring, of course, is where Alex says, if I was to meet Mueller in the town square politically and he was to draw first, oh boy, he better watch out. Politically. But he very clearly illustrates and articulates that he is metaphorically speaking on a political plane. Now, is it a silly, foolish, and kind of dumb gesture? Yeah. Is it childish as fuck? Of course. Is Alex Jones gaining any credibility with the outside world that doesn't already follow him when he does and says things like that? No. But is he inciting violence or threatening to shoot Robert Mueller? Abso-fucking-lutely not. Sorry, just not. Now, let's go forward a little bit ahead into this Young Turks expose on the reason Alex Jones has been banned. Anna Kaskarian, or whatever the fuck her name is, comes on and says that this is not a free speech issue. Jones is defamatory and inciting violence, and then proceeds to talk about how abhorrent his general behavior is and what a, quote, bad person he is. Statements that are directly defamatory, and I don't think they remember, but Alex Jones is kind of a litigious prick, and he's not running a fucking massive FBI investigation. So it is possible that the Young Turks might find themselves in court with Alex Jones over that video. Now, whether you like the Young Turks or you think they're fucking, snowflake crybabies, or whether you love Alex Jones or think he's a fucking nut job, I think both sides should equally be allowed to voice their opinion on any public platform or platform that's publicly available. Like there are certain rules at a bar. For instance, in most places now, you can't smoke at the bar. Now, that's a private piece of property. The bar owner should be, if he owns private property, be allowed to allow smoking in there. But there are rules about private businesses with public access that those businesses have to follow. If you want to serve food in California, you have to have and if you want to serve food in California and have chairs and tables, you have to have access to bathrooms. It's just that simple. So, yes, these platforms are privately owned companies, but they are publicly accessible to anybody and should therefore be beholden to some kind of general consensus on some rules here. I don't know what those rules should be. Maybe we should argue and battle that out. But ultimately, I think that the idea of just mass banning somebody from multiple platforms because you don't like their opinion is exactly what every single Orwellian style post-apocalyptic worldview novel has ever told us. Whether you're reading Fahrenheit 451 or you're reading, 1984 or The Android's Dream of Electric Sheep, no matter what you're reading on, this is what it was warning you about. I mean, essentially, Alex Jones has just been introduced to the memory hole. 10 years, we'll all be talking about, remember Alex Jones? Remember InfoWars? That was crazy. What a crazy fucking time in the internet that was. I mean, do y'all remember GeoCities? Remember when anybody could just start a website and it was easy? You just had to learn a little bit of HTML. You can make it however you wanted. Nowadays, you go to these little hosting services, and if you want to fucking host your website that you built, it costs you extra money. You can use their shitty little fucking cookie cutter bullshits if you want. Those are all free. The internet's already changed massively. We've already lost a lot of internet freedom that we had in the beginning. And, a lot of people saying, well, Alex Jones still has Infowars.com and Prison Planet TV, and yes, and those have all skyrocketed in fucking popularity. Just people are clamoring to download the Alex Jones InfoWars app off of Google and Apple because, well, I don't know if it's still on Apple, but anyway, on Google at least, because they know it's next. You got a lot of liberal people on YouTube that are shitting their pants too because they see this as a problem. You got Lee Camp on RT constantly screaming down the American fucking way, always talking about how this system that we live in and that we operate under is just unsustainable bullshit. And he's not well liked. Russia TV, RT is not, they're fucking foreign agents. They're unregistered foreign agents, So he sees that as this is the precedent for shutting people like himself down. And he's right. They will. They'll be like, oh, look at this un-American motherfucker talking about how the American way of life is detrimental to humanity. And that's the polar opposite of Alex Jones. So no, I will say I'm not ready to concede. Alex Jones did not fucking incite violence. He did not make any threats. He spoke metaphorically under political pretense. It was very clearly articulated. Yes, it was a silly gesture. No, it wasn't fucking in any way, shape, or form professional. But it wasn't. It wasn't an incite of violence. It just wasn't. It wasn't hate speech. It was angry speech, definitely, but certainly not hate speech. So, sorry. Harry, I appreciate the link, though, dog. I do. Appreciate the interaction. Y'all should subscribe and watch and keep up and shit. So, those are my thoughts. I think it's pretty bogus that they shut down Alex Jones on all these platforms. But, frankly, I'm surprised that they let him fucking roll on Facebook and Instagram and all these other platforms as long as they did. I mean, I think it's interesting that for 10 years he's been saying they're going to silence me. They're going to try and shut me up. And I've been watching for the last year. They're definitely silencing him. Definitely trying to shut him the fuck up. Doesn't necessarily mean everything he says is right, but it's an interesting observation. Anyway, I'll take it easy.